What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode on the channel. So today we are going to be rebuilding my Brembo calipers. Well, first we're going to be dismantling them, and then we're going to be sending them over to our good friend Jesse at Procoataustralia to go and get coated in a brand new color. I'm hoping that the color is going to be good with yellow. They are currently yellow now, so it's going to be a bit of a change, a bit different to what I'm used to seeing, but hopefully it turns out good.
Use me as a bandage. Straight to the...
Alright, first let's explain how these calipers actually work when they're on the vehicle. So, you have your caliper on the vehicle like so, you'll have your two pads and your disc in the middle, and then when you put your foot on the brake, you get brake pressure of the brake fluid pressure through here, and then puts pressure on the pistons in these chambers here, pushing all four pistons out to engage your brakes, which then causes friction between the pad surface and the disc, allowing you to slow down. Now, all of these ones are actually looking pretty good. The only reason that I wanted to get them recoated is because someone sprayed these while on the car, so they hasn't come out the best. It's lasted a while, but as you can tell, there's chips everywhere. You can see the previous red paint underneath. So we're going to get these stripped down and then sent off to Procoat to go and get a new facelift. So first things first, we have to remove all of the rubber seals inside the pistons, around the pistons, sorry. So what you want to do is get a pick tool or a flat blade screwdriver. Now, there'll be heaps of different people telling you different ways on how you can do this, but this is how I've figured out how to do it. So let's start removing those seals. Now, if you get the seal just underneath the lip, the pick tool just underneath the lip, and slowly work the seal up. And then it pops out just like that. So all it's is just a steel ring with a bit of rubber on it, and this part retains into the top of the piston, which we'll go and remove now. So no matter who you talk to, I bet that everyone has a different way of doing this. But for my sake at the moment, I'm just going to be using a little pry bar and a flathead screwdriver to get the pistons out. Now, all you want to do is just slowly lever the piston back and forth. If usually when you have access to workshop air, so an air compressor, you can get an air gun with a rubber fitting on the end and wedge that into the hole. Put a brake pad in the middle so the pistons don't pop out completely in case you have a seized one, and then supply air, and that will push all four of your pistons out enough to then be able to work them out by hand. So I actually don't have a compressor with me, it's actually broken at the moment, so that's why we're using the screwdriver technique. And there, just out like so. Try not to damage the piston in the process. Made a nice mess on the bench, so let's get that cleaned up. And there's another one finished and out. Now this one looks like it might be a bit of an issue. No, that one wasn't too bad. Another one out. So you can get them out with a screwdriver, but you gotta be, what a catch. You gotta be very careful to make sure that you don't damage the friction area of the piston, because otherwise you're gonna get a leaking piston afterwards, which is not a good thing. So that one is now done, and this one is now all finished. So I'm going to give them to him complete, because it's going to be a lot easier for him to paint it, because then you won't have the line through here as you would if you painted them separately, and then everything will be one color. So let's start getting the rest of them all out. The shims, so if you can see just in there are shims which hold the pads in place, or I guess you could call them shims or locators, but they need to be taken out because I don't want them to be painted over. So you'll need a T30 Torx by the looks of it, but it could be a 27. Let's just check. $27 it is. Now you'll be very careful not to strip these. Due to the extreme heat they go through, they're very easy to strip out. And then we'll put the nipples back in, just so it's easier for when they coat them, then they can just tape up or mask the nipple instead of having to try and find something to fill the hole in with. Alright, so that is fully dismantled now, ready to get sandblasted and then coated. So now let's go do that to the other ones. And there we go. Now we have removed all of the shims, and we remove the rubbers, the pistons, the internal seals all ready to go and get coated now. So now that that's all done, I'll give them a quick wipe down so then they're not so dirty. The brake fluid is actually eating through my gloves. It's that potent, so always make sure to use wax and grease remover to wipe down your tools, your surface area after you've finished doing anything with brake fluid. Also make sure not to get any brake fluid on your new calipers when you're fitting them, because then it will just wreck the paint that you just went on and spent all that money on to get done. So once you've wiped down everything, put your tools away, it's a job done. So now we will be organising to get these picked up. Jesse over at Procoat is actually an awesome guy. He actually came and picked up and dropped off all my recent parts I had done. So we'll get these sent over to him so then he can get work his magic on them. Alright, so now that that is done, we can go ahead and I'll organise to come and get these picked up and sent off and get them repainted. So in the meantime, if you did like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to get more videos like this in the future. I'll also be doing a video on how to put them back together, how to fit them onto the car and bleed them properly. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Drive safe, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.